Well, hello everyone out there in YouTube land, and welcome to another Scrappin' Irish video. And on this one, as you were seeing in a previous video, I had done the aqua regia, showed you how to make aqua regia, and I had put the filters, and I had put some of the low grade, would say the gold I got from doing the ram sticks, putting the ram sticks themselves after the chips had been removed, to remove any of the gold flashing that was still on the actual sticks themselves. So you would have seen a video where I removed the gold from them, and then what I've done then is put it into aqua regia to get the gold to gold to come off, and then I dissolved them in aqua regia, and just to show how to make aqua regia. But I said on that video I would be using that same aqua regia that I have, and refining or dissolving these gold flakes in here, and hopefully dropping them and seeing how many grams of gold we end up with at the end. So rather than drag on about it, let's go to the shed. Let's get these into the aqua regia. Let's get the aqua regia on some heat, and let's start dissolving. Again, gloves, mask, guys, don't forget, mandatory when you're dealing with these acids. Don't be messing around with them. Definitely get it on and go from there. You don't want to be risking your health just for a few grams of gold. So let's get to the shed and let's get this done, and get it all set up. So see you in the shed, guys. Okay guys, so here we are again in the shed, and we're ready to start adding. So this is the aqua regia that I had on the previous video that I made, and had dissolved some gold, and we tested it and it had come back positive for gold. I think I might even have the test still somewhere lying around here if I can find it. I'm just putting my gloves on because again we are messing with a bit of nitric acid and stuff, so it's better to have it. So yes, we still have the actual test thing, so you can see it there, the black in there. So that was from the test when we tested to make sure there was precious metals in there, and it came back positive for precious metals. So I put the aqua regia onto heat, and now what I'm going to do, if I can get my gold. So here's our gold from them ram sticks, and all I'm going to do is add some of it, not all of it yet, because what I want to do is kind of use up the nitric acid that we have in there before I add more nitric acid. That's kind of all I want to do first. So we'll add that, and you can see the gold flakes falling down. So as long as that's falling down and going up through it, we're okay. I don't need to stir it. I have a little wash dish that I'll put on top. So that's on top, and you can see there the gold is reacting already with the acid from the heat. It's pushing it up, bringing it down, so it's kind of stirring the gold flakes around already without me having to do anything else to it. So all I'm going to do is let that run for a while. I might let it run for an hour or two, and then I'll come back and see if there needs to be any more nitric added. If we haven't dissolved all the flakes, I might let it just settle overnight, heat it up, let it cool down, and let it run overnight and see how our flakes are, and then tomorrow come back, and if I need to add more nitric to it, I will. If all the flakes are dissolved, that means that I don't need to add any more nitric, but we'll check it in. I'm going to let it run overnight actually, so I'm not going to leave the heat on all overnight. I'll just leave the heat on for the first hour or so, let it keep it warm, get it warmed up. Temperatures at the moment are not cold, so it's quite warm, so hopefully that should be enough to get the reaction going. And if I need to stir it up with the stirrer, I will. Have a catch jar underneath in case of any accidents or boil overs or anything like that, but I shouldn't have any boil over. I have plenty of space left in there. the air can get out, well, the gases can get out as well, and we let that run. Again, always try and do this in a ventilated area. Wear your masks. Masks will not protect you 100%, and that's kind of it, guys. So we'll see how this gets on. We'll check it tomorrow. We'll have a look in the morning before I go to work and see, do I need to add any more nitric, put it on heat again for a little while, and we'll see how we get on. Has it dissolved all the flakes? If not, we'll just add a little couple of mils of nitric till it has dissolved the flakes, and then we'll add more flakes and keep going till I have all that gold put in. So again, we have more in there still to go in. So, because I don't want to have too much free nitric at the end, so that the denoxing part of it will be less hassle, and then we can get a nice gold drop hopefully at the end of this and get a weigh in and see what we end up with in gold. So let's see how we got on after 24 hours. Well, not even 24, we'll leave it for about 12 hours and see how we get on. Okay guys, so next morning, and something weird has happened. I've come out to a black solution, sort of. Now, I have tested the solution and it still is coming up for positive for gold. And if I take up some of the liquid, it is a goldy greeny colour. So I don't know, is it that there's too much copper has got into the solution or something like that? But I'm going to carry on regardless and see, because as I said before, you can always get back your gold at the end by using aluminium to drop everything out and redoing the whole lot, which I may have to do with this, because this looks like a very dirty solution. Only one glove on. I need to get the other glove on now in a second. But so the gold that I put in seems to have dissolved, so that means there's still some nitric working away in there. So I'm going to just add the rest, go to work, and well, not the rest, this is still more to go in yet, but I'm going to add in that amount there, go to work, come back in the evening and see has this dissolved. I'm not going to put it on heat, I'm just going to put it in there like that, so you can see the gold flakes are moving around in there. If it hasn't all dissolved, I'll add a bit of nitric. Well, what I might do is I'll do it at lunchtime, check it at lunchtime when I come home at lunch, and we'll see has it dissolved the flakes. If not, we'll add some nitric, go to work again, and then after lunch in the evening check and see if that has been dissolved, because with gold recovery, weird things do happen. So this is one of these weird things where it's gone a dark green color. It may be that the solution is getting saturated, so what I'm going to have to do is just add a bit of nitric and stuff like that, a little bit more hydrochloric acid, and that way then it will, because some of that dirty, the first lot that I put into it may have had a lot of copper in it and stuff like that, and that may be causing it as well, mixed in with it, so it's dissolved more copper than it needed to. So I may have to drop everything out of solution using aluminium, boil it in distilled water. After boiling it in distilled water, then and washing it a few times, maybe use some hydrochloric acid to get rid of any of the copper that's still left in there, and then any of the solution that's left after that should be more pure, and we can put it back into aqua regia and stuff like that. But we'll see. We won't panic yet, but we'll see how we get on. So let's see what it looks like at lunchtime. Okay guys, so it's my lunch break from work, and I've come to check on my aqua regia that I'd done this morning. You would have seen I've added more gold to it. It had gone a very dark colour overnight, and it's still a very dark colour. Haven't done any heat onto it because I just wanted to see would it stay that dark colour or not. So as you can see, when I stir it, we still have gold flakes in there from the ones I added this morning. So that means all the nitric is used up. So I have a choice. Add more nitric, couple of choices. add more nitric, and because I don't know why it's going that green colour. But before I do that, I want to prove that it is still giving me a positive for gold and not well, precious metals. I keep saying gold, but I mean precious metals. So you can see it's a very, just take a little bit. It is a very greeny, yellowy colour. And when I put a few drops here, they look more yellow. If I put it up here so you can see, it's a limey colour sort of. So we are getting that, we'll say it's green. And then I'm going to add my stannous, and we'll see, do we still get our now the stannous, I hope it's still okay because I left it in the dropper. There we go. So instant for precious metals, so it's gone really black. So that's showing a lot of high quality precious metals in there by the how quick that reacted and how quick it turned. So we know there's gold in there because we know that's what we put in. So that's what I'm presuming. Gold, possibly maybe some silver, maybe some platinums could be in there as well. I'm not getting that reddy colour, so I'm presuming it's gold we're getting in there. So right, back to my choices. So choice number one is carry on and add more nitric, dissolve the golds in there and add the rest of the gold in. Choice number two is filter out this liquid, so I get back the gold flakes that haven't been dissolved yet, and just drop it using SMB because I've neutralized all the nitric acid. So all I need to do is drop it and we'll see what we end up with in gold recovery. And option number three, filter it, put in some aluminium or aluminum, whichever you prefer, drop everything out of solution, because I know if I drop it I'm going to get a dirty gold drop. So I'm going to get, I presume, other materials in with the gold because of the colour this is gone, and I can re-dissolve again. Or I can, as I say already, do aluminium and drop everything out of solution and end up with starting all over again with a fresh aqua regia and see can we purify it more. So I think my best bet on this one is I'm going to filter, recover the gold flakes that haven't dissolved yet, and just get SMB and drop. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I've decided to do. So I'm going to filter this now in a second off camera. We don't need to see me filtering it. I'll show you once it's filtered, because I'll leave it filtered when I come back to work at lunchtime. So when I come back in the evening, I should be ready to drop this solution and we should be able to drop out whatever gold we have in there, I hope. And then we can re-put it into aqua regia again, dissolve it, and then add the rest of the gold flakes to it once I've dissolved the gold powder again and purified a bit more, and add the rest of the gold flakes, dissolve them, and again hopefully end up with just a few flakes not dissolved. So that means I've neutralized the nitric acid, and drop that again. So there'll be 2 drops hopefully you'll see on this video instead of 1 drop. So that's the plan. So let's talk more work. Time to filter and see what we end up with after I filter out the flakes. So again, it'll be instant for you guys. You'll get to see it straight away afterwards. So again, I'm just going to be using a normal filter it all through again, and using distilled water to wash everything as I'm doing it, and hopefully we'll get a gold drop out of it. If not, I can still use the aluminium to drop everything and start again. So I'm going to go with option 2, and I'm going to filter, do an SMB, use some SMB to drop the gold, and re-dissolve in fresh aqua regia. Maybe not have it quite as hot, maybe have it too hot. I don't know why I ended up with that greeny blacky colour, but when you take it out it's not, it's just maybe it's a good concentration of gold that's in there that's causing this. I don't know, we're going to see anyhow once we filter. Okay guys, so here we are after filtering out the liquid, and as you can see it's turned a bit more goldy, but it's still very green. So I'm still going to carry on and drop out the the gold hopefully out of it. As you can see, we still have gold here that has to be done, and them other bits of gold that's still in the container that I want to dissolve yet into it. But we're going to have a go at dropping out the gold. In here I have SMB in warm water, and hopefully we'll get a nice drop. So let's see how we get on. So no real reaction. Went black for a second. It's like it redissolved it again. So maybe I need more SMB, which I didn't think I would need. But what I'll do is I'll pause it there, get some more SMB, make this a bit stronger, because I thought I'd used up all the nitric acid, but it looked like it's redissolved. It went black and then put it back into solution again. May I have to put it into 2 separate jars to do the drop, but we'll see. So I'll pause it there and I'll get some more SMB into this liquid, make it a bit stronger maybe, because I'm filling up that jar pretty quick. So I left this overnight. I've poured off some of the liquid already, and I'm going to pour off more of the liquid so we can see what's there. And I'm going to show you something here, because this is actually turned into the gold drop from hell, I think. And so I'm just going to pour this off. So I left it set all night. I've already poured off some of this, as you've seen, as I was saying, and I'm going to just pour off the rest. Again, I will filter Okay, so in there you can see that's what's dropped out so far. Not a huge amount, but that's what's dropped out. Now this is the liquid, and so what I'm going to do is get again, as normal, we're going to do a stannous test on it. So we'll take a bit of it up. So let's get this tested, and you can see why I'm calling this the gold drop from hell. So there's my okay, so as you can see, we're getting the discolorant. So it's telling me there's still gold in there. Now I'm just going to test the other solution that I poured off before last night, just to take down some of the concentration, and I'm going to show you that one. So you can see there that has turned now. It's not gone pure black, it's gone a browny color, but again, that's positive for precious metals. So I'm going to go now and just get another spoon, and I'll show you. I'll leave that one there so you can actually see the color of it from down there. I'm just going to pause it there and again another spoon, and we'll do the same with the, so I'll move this to the back for a minute. I'll bring this one forward. Again, has a little bit of sediment on the bottom, but not a huge amount. So I'll just pause that there. Okay, so I've got a fresh spoon, and we're going to get some of this liquid out. We'll put a drop in there. rest can go back in there. And we'll test this one. And you can see how dark the other one has gone now. And we're going to test this one. So again, a few drops in there. And we're going to leave it. And again, you can see discolorization coming, getting darker. So if I leave it down beside the other one, try not to knock it over. Ooh. Now, so let me bring you down, focus you in a bit on it. Ooh, if my camera wants to, and bring you over the other way. So we're getting positive test back for precious metals on it. So as I say, this is the gold drop from hell. I've put enough SMB in there to drop a kilo of, well, not quite a kilo, I'd say at least 3 ounces of gold. I'd say I have enough SMB in there to do that, and I'm still thinking, so what I really should have is maybe a pH tester to see what the pH is, stuff like that, but I don't have them, so that's making life a little bit harder. So what am I learning from this is get a few more items that I need to get, but as always, you can't get everything you want to get when you need it. So what am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to call the video of that, because that's enough for this video, and we're going to have to continue on in the second part of trying to get the gold from the stuff. So my plan will be to use aluminium to drop everything out of the 2 liquids that I've left there. So with this one and the one I moved to just there a second ago, I will dry that, wash it out. So I'll dry that out, wash it with distilled water, boil it off with distilled water, and then we can dry that and just have that ready to go again, because it's going to go in with this, whatever I drop from these. I'm going to have to put it all back in again, and we're going to have to start again. It's just sometimes that's what happens, and it's just, might as well be real and not pretend these things don't happen. This is what happens sometimes. For some reason, I don't know if my SMB is too old, maybe it's out of date, maybe it got wet, dampness into it, something, I don't know, it mightn't be working as good. So I'm going to have to order some fresh SMB in case it's that. Maybe I might go down a different route. I might get because there should be no free nitric in there, because it should have been all used up, because the gold flakes were, as you've seen, where's my filter? As you've seen, we still had gold in there. It hadn't dissolved all the gold, so that meant there should be some free nitric in there, or not. The free nitric should be gone, used up. So it should have been just a straightforward drop, but it didn't go that way. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to try and drop everything out using aluminium. So if you haven't seen how I do that, I'll hopefully link a video there, maybe at the end of this video. You'll see how I done that before. And sorry for the length of this video, but that's just the way sometimes this happens in gold recovery. So anyone that's thinking about it, at least you can see some of the pitfalls and some of the hassle. I'm trying to figure out, did I miss a step when I was doing it? I'm going back through my head, trying to figure it out. So hopefully the next time it'll go a bit better, because I still have all the stuff I'm going to have to reprocess from these liquids that I drop out, and I still have more gold in here to be added to it yet, and the gold from that filter when I dry that out and brush that back in. And I just don't know what has caused this. And all I can come up with is that my SMB is too old, has got either dampness in it, gone out of date. That's the only thing I think of. So there is other methods of dropping it, so I'll look into doing it that way, maybe, if I can get the stuff. It's just I had the SMB there. I'm going to order some fresh SMB anyhow. I'm going to order some copperas, if I can get it, some formic acid. That's another method of dropping gold from the thing. It's probably a better method. It's just sulfuric acid I'm having issues getting. So that's what's holding that method up for me. But let me zoom back out. So as I said, we're just going to go and get the aluminium and drop out everything out of them. So again, I'll siphon this off afterwards. Just make sure I get that powder first. Any of them that have dropped any of the powder into it, and we're going to have to just start all over on it and hopefully get it right this time. Hopefully, I say. So thanks for watching so far, guys. Sorry about this one not working out the way it should be, but again, let's keep it real, show some of the pitfalls, and sometimes things just don't go straightforward. Maybe I should have done the HCl and bleach method and seen what happened. But anyhow, thanks for watching as always, and we'll catch you on the next one, and hopefully we'll get to see gold eventually before this year is out.